डॉक्टर साहब, इतने से बच्चे को क्या टेंशन हो सकता है?
बच्चों के टेंशन बहुत सख्त होते हैं, वेरी इंटेंसिव. डोंट टेक देम फॉर ग्रांटेड.
Sumant Bhatt's Kannada film Mithya opens with a powerful, lasting image. A small boy, just 11 years old, is standing silently at the doorway of a moving train, staring into the passing, blurring landscape. It's perfect metaphor what the film holds ahead, which is his emotional displacement. A child who is forced abruptly from familiar surroundings into a daunting, unknown atmosphere. Mithun, who likes to be called Mithya, hoping perhaps to cloak his trauma and feel familiar in a new place. He has lost both parents tragically and is uprooted from bustling Mumbai to a quiet village in Udupi in coastal Karnataka. The transition is not just geographical but emotional and linguistic. His world, previously defined by the comforting Marathi language, is replaced by Kannada, which he understands but is not yet totally comfortable in. Schoolyard chatter and classroom bells now amplify his isolation, turning every exchange into an arduous act of translation, not just of words but of grief and loneliness. Suman Bhatt's direction, subtle yet intense, skillfully avoids melodrama. Instead, Mithya's sorrow remains quietly internalized, expressed through nuanced bursts of anger, impulsivity, or silent withdrawal. While adults around him openly mourn, reminisce, or gossip about the scandalous circumstances surrounding his parents' death, Mithya's grief is solitary and silent. Careless whispers of domestic violence and betrayal amplify his confusion, making his grief feel unbearably private. The cinematography by Udit Khurana exquisitely visualizes Mithya's solitude and the loneliness that he's facing right now. There are wide shots that depict him standing alone by expansive oceans, empty playgrounds, or trapped within the confines of his aunt's modest home that highlights his emotional detachment. The camera frequently frames him from behind or at a distance, respecting his solitude and emphasizing the invisible barrier that is separating him from the world around him. Sound design similarly intensifies Mithya's internal anguish. Everyday noises, the hum of a ceiling fan or a mundane household chatter, act as triggers, plunging Mithya into memories of unresolved family conflicts. Yet, paradoxically, Mithya finds comfort in sound, often sleeping beside a table fan. Its monotone is a comforting barrier against his haunting memories. Atish Shetty's portrayal of Mithya is profoundly restrained, capturing grief in subtle physical manifestations. His face remains stoic, yet a slight tremor, a slight twitch, or just a tightening of the jaws subtly hints at the immense internal suffering that this character is going through. The brilliance of Shetty's performance lies in its minimalism, illustrating trauma as something which is quietly pervasive rather than dramatically explosive. Trauma in Mithya behaves like a slow tide rather than a crashing wave, subtly seeping into the mundane. A borrowed bicycle becomes an object of ridicule, and a simple ice cream cup holds hidden threads. Every act of kindness comes tinged with suspicion, highlighting Mithya's deep yearning for genuine connection, yet also his intense fear of further pain. Family dynamics complicate Mithya's path to healing. His gentle uncle Surya attempts patience, affectionate gestures, offering Mithya emotional sanctuary. Yet Surya's warmth cannot fully erase Mithya's haunting memories of parental discord. His relationship with his younger sister, Vandana, perfectly encapsulates his internal conflict. In moments of playful tenderness, he lovingly interacts with her, only for anger and blame to surface unexpectedly, reflecting the twisted complexities grief can impose upon a child. The school environment further deepens his trauma, with classmates mocking his girl's bicycle and teachers carelessly discussing his tragedy within earshot. The juvenile shelter introduces him to a darker, harsher reality. Children forced by neglect into violence, reinforcing how thinly Mithya's demeanor of stoicism separates him from desperation. There is always tension simmering in the atmosphere, like when he holds a screwdriver for protection, sensing how thin the line is between violent outburst and mere survival. Despite its deeply somber exploration of childhood grief, Mithya emphasizes on the transformative potential of empathy and patience. Mithya's tentative friendship with a cheerful local boy, Kishan, briefly penetrates his loneliness, offering glimpses of belonging. Similarly, even his stern aunt's consistent domestic care provides a stable routine which is silently aiding his recovery. Through these subtle cumulative relationships, Mithya gradually rebuilds his shattered trust. And yeah, that's how the story goes. Nature plays a reflective role, mirroring Mithya's emotions. Rain gently taps tin roofs, evoking unanswered questions, while still waters become mirrors of his numb reflections. Form aligns intricately with the narrative's emotional core. Editor Bhuvesh Manivannan structures the film through fragmented vignettes. This is disrupting chronological continuity to mimic grief's disordered nature. One moment, Mithya is joyfully cycling through lush paddy fields, and the next moment, he is silently watching court clerks shuffling through custody papers. This jarring narrative rhythm denies viewers the conventional comfort, and it also immerses them into Mithya's unsettled emotional pulses. In its climactic moments of intense tension, Mithya confronts a decisive emotional crossroad near water, symbolic of his tumultuous internal state. Violence and despair loom, tempting him towards destructive impulses inherited from past trauma, yet a single compassionate gesture, a tender look, a hopeful cry, his sister's innocent vulnerability, pulls him decisively towards empathy and healing. This understated climax powerfully illustrates that recovery from trauma rarely happens dramatically, but instead occurs through delicate, meaningful acts of genuine compassion. Suman Bhatt has deliberately avoided depicting clear-cut heroes and villains in this story. Everyone is holding complexities. The aunt, who is strict but caring, the opportunistic relative is eyeing Mithya's inheritance, and the timid classmate is risking ridicule to reach out in friendship. Such nuanced characterizations reinforce the film's central message that life contains pockets of kindness, even amidst cruelty, and genuine connections can arise in the most unexpected manner. Ultimately, Mithya is a portrait of solitude, quiet, internal, yet achingly profound. The director neither judges nor pities Mithya's loneliness, instead respectfully invites viewers into his emotional space. The film underscores that genuine companionship, starting from attentive empathy rather than grand gestures or detailed explanations. Mithya's final moment before the credits roll is a strikingly symbolic image. A boy floating gently on waves, arms spread wide, face upturned towards a cloudy sky. The water carries him forward without promising where he might land, encapsulating the uncertain yet hopeful nature of emotional healing. As per this film, grief never entirely fades away. It merely transforms. It shows that even the quietest sorrow can be reached and perhaps soothed through persistent, compassionate love. That's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on Mithya. Don't forget to like and share this video. And as always, long live cinema. I'll see you soon.